Hello everybody, welcome back to 539 Productions. So today I found another really awesome mausoleum, and again, I don't know if it's unlocked. There looks like some really interesting things here, so I'm gonna park the car and walk around a little bit, see what kind of historic graves we can find, if we can get into any of the mausoleum areas. It's one of the bigger mausoleums, not a personal mausoleum, although I have already spotted a personal mausoleum, which I'm gonna check out as well. So let's go see if this thing is actually unlocked and able to be visited. So that white car was parked, and then as soon as I pulled up and parked, it threw the car in drive and started driving around and circled around what appears to be checking on me. I know I always say that, but it always does seem that there's someone that's just keeping an eye on things, sometimes just a little bit too much. There's lots of area around here to check out, lots of places to walk around and let them blow off some steam here, and we'll see what other types of historic graves we can locate here. And then we'll make our way over to this mausoleum over this way, and hopefully it's unlocked and we can find a lot of the photographs, much like we found in a previous episode here on 539 Productions, with lots of crazy black and whites from the 1800s and really interesting stuff. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get lucky again, and that's what we find here. So these obviously aren't mausoleums in the traditional sense, but it's sort of like an outdoor version, and we'll check out these real quick beforehand and then head over to the indoor one. This is very interesting. It looks like you can put urns in this area here, and it makes almost like this pavilion. And then traditional casket burials can be done over here, which there's only 2 that have been taken up on this side, and a handful over here on this side too. Looks like a few different war veterans there, and a really amazing installation here. Looks incredibly beautiful, but what I'm really going for is to try and find some of those historic graves and historic images that a lot of people who have visited over the years leave behind in these bigger mausoleums. And so I'm going to start heading in that direction, and I think I can wind over and hit one of the little private mausoleums as well. Now the moment of truth to see if this is actually unlocked. It looks like we can at the very least see inside. Definitely locked. You can see how incredible it looks inside. I wish we could get in, but unfortunately a lot of these places end up being locked. And there's even a stairway at the back so that people can get up right next to the higher vaults and leave flowers. Let's go ahead and head to the private mausoleum here and see if it's possibly unlocked. Most likely it's going to be the same case though. Look at this incredibly large headstone here. It's got to be about 30-35 feet tall. That is a lot of granite. That would be a really expensive piece. So we're starting to enter the more historic area, as you may be able to tell from the designs of the stones. And when I first pulled in, there was one really incredible private mausoleum with the sort of greenish doors, which I'm sure weren't that way originally. It's just probably because of oxidation in the metals. But I'm really hoping to locate that and maybe be able to get inside there at the very least. It's such a neat place. Very interesting setup here. Lots of spirals, and everything kind of is encircling this area up here. However, I believe I've gone the wrong way. This is a very interesting looking one. Again, has lots of growth on it, but I think it makes it look really, really neat. So that's 1872 there. So we're getting fairly old. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to hit all of these. There's so many burials here, thousands and thousands. It would take me hours of video to be able to hit up every single name on every stone, but I definitely want to get a few. That's a very interesting last name, Craven. Lots of history associated with that name. Let's see some signs of more decay up here. Obviously the top of this pinnacle here is fallen off. And same thing with the stone directly behind it here. And actually it looks like that one's kind of sheared off. These are a few veterans here. This is actually a Masonic little plaque there that has been placed in the ground. And that's actually something that's fairly rare to see. Most of the time it's engraved into the actual headstone. But now that I've seen that one, of course, more are starting to pop up. It looks like there's one right over here. Yeah, this is another Mason symbol. Well, exactly the same one as before. And it says 5 right here. I'm not sure if that's like the level of Mason that they had reached or what that stands for. But as you can see on the previous one here, it also says 5. So either they were the same exact level of Mason or they were part of the same chapter, perhaps. This is a very interesting family section right here with one main stone in the center and then a bunch of other individual headstones surrounding it in a circle. I'm assuming there would have been more back in the day, or perhaps it was just left open for future family members to use. Seems to be quite a popular practice here and in other graveyards as well. But let's see where exactly I got turned around here and head back to that private mausoleum and check that out real quick. Alright, we're finally coming up upon this private mausoleum right now. Again, not sure if it's going to be unlocked or what the case is, but it looks really, really neat, and I'm really hoping that we'll get lucky on this one at least. So it's very similar to a few that we've seen before. And it looks like one of the handles has been broken off. and there is a lock. However, I'm not sure if it's actually able to be locked still or not. But you can see the burials beyond it. Well, it looks like they had some stone in there to possibly even replace one of the front slabs. There are two, one loose in front of this one which is installed, which may have a crack, but I don't know if it's gonna actually open or not. Well, definitely won't open. However, you can still get a pretty decent view inside and even see some of the names and dates here. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be making it inside either of the mausoleums. However, since it was good enough footage from the doors to kind of see what was inside and check everything out, then I included it as an episode here on 539, because I like to really document places like this, and I think they're really interesting historically. And so even though we weren't able to get a close view, I feel like it's enough to be something interesting for all of you to see. So thank you once again for watching this episode here on the 539 Productions channel. Make sure to check out my Twitter at Matt Isaac, as well as my Instagram, which is at 539 Productions, and I will see you all in the next adventure.